Hey, I'm on the big screen. Look at me.
Look at
Look
you.
at me. I'm on the big screen. How are you doing, Chris Lord?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm eating an apple.
Are you? I was going to eat an apple, and then I thought that might be rude.
Yeah, people don't expect much of me. So
I
here we
do.
are.
I expect a lot of you, Chris.
Oh, well. That's your mistake, isn't it?
How about that
Who's
for a
touching-
strong start to the show? I pushed
Yeah,
the wrong
just-
button,
just-
Chris.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Pushed the wrong,
What
I
are you
pushed the wrong
up to?
button. There's buttons to push, man.
Yeah, well, it doesn't mean you should
I
push
just like
them.
'em. But I did. I guess we should probably say welcome to Sharp Knives Rock, the garage sale addiction.
It's Japanese Knife 101. It's not Sharp Knives Rock.
What are we at? What day is it?
It's Tuesday.
Oh, welcome to Japanese Knives 101.
Holy
I'm
moly.
your host, Chris Armitage.
Yeah, it may as well be at this point.
Joining me from Vancouver over there is Francis.
Yeah.
And today's our show that we, this is a show where we answer questions. It's kind of like an Ask Me Anything. And we'll answer most of them, which is ridiculous. So I say make sillier questions than anything today, because I'm in a mood. Me, Chris Armitage, and Francis from Vancouver. And I am in a mood. Let's answer some funny questions. Let's talk garage sale. Let's talk what's the best knife set you can build. What is like the ultimate Japanese knife set? Like, how many knives should we have in an ultimate set?
I don't know how much time you got.
I don't know, but I've got all the garage sale knives here. And I just kind of think that I might make a ridiculous set of knives. How's that
I think
sound?
you should.
How does
That
that
sounds like a
sound?
good idea.
Also, I rode here today on my bicycle, and there's 60 and 70 kilometer winds today. Let me just say, I feel a bit beat up.
I'd say so.
I feel a bit battered. How about you? How's life out in Ottawa?
Oh, it's pretty good. We were busy yesterday. You might not know it because we were closed.
Well, you can't
But
be
in terms of-
closed.
Well, that's what everyone said. But Alex and I took care of the help desk. That was fun. Answered a lot of questions on there. Joined the video for a few minutes yesterday. Got everything packed up and out the door today. So that was there's a lot. There's a lot to do, it seems. So but yeah, no, life is good. We're here. It's Tuesday. We got a lot of extra live videos going on this week, eh?
Do tell us. Do tell
Yeah.
us. Look, I had a sign here. Look at this.
You got a sign?
But most of them are over.
Yes. Well,
May 17, over. Okay, this one's actually just dead. That's a dead sign. Don't listen to me.
okay. So this week is Knifewear garage sale. Twice a year. It would normally coincide with Kevin's trips to Japan. This year, the only travel to Japan happened via Zoom. So, but there's still a lot of crazy stuff. But to kind of help show it all off, because we're going to be closed. Well, Ottawa's closed. The other stores are all operating with a limited capacity. So we've been doing a lot of, these live streams showing people off, like showing the knives off. Kevin's surrounded by knives there, so we could probably get a chance to look at a few.
Look, here's one, for example. It's a Honyaki blade from Sakai Kikomori, and it's got a quince wood handle, and it also comes with a quince wood saya, which I think is just stunning. Look at this.
Oh yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Look at this beautiful thing.
That's nuts.
Oh, dude, I want to take that home.
Maybe you will. Who knows?
There's a very good chance. There's a very good chance.
Yeah. So Japanese Knife 101 is all about it's Knifewear's AMA, right? So there's a lot of familiar faces turn up. We usually shoot the breeze and cause some trouble, and some of us laugh more than others. But
Well,
you know, that's what happens when you invite me to the party, though. I'm not going to laugh too much. But we've gotten a few. MRK asked what kind of knife I was using to cut my apple, and it's slightly disappointing.
don't just lie then. Just lie.
Well, it's a Coon paring knife.
Oh, those are a good thing.
You know what? I grabbed it because I've also got this really hard piece of Gouda here.
I want a hard piece of Gouda. Is that grizzly Gouda?
Oh no, it's even harder than that.
Because I was supposed to send you some of that from Sylvan Lake from up here. And I forgot because I'm just a bad friend. I'm a bad friend.
Mike gave me some for Christmas, so I got my cheese fix. But I didn't want to jam a nice knife into a ceramic plate, so I grabbed this Coon paring knife. Coon paring knife also makes a really good decoy knife at your house, in case you're wondering. If you just know that your girlfriend is going to throw the knife in the dishwasher, and doesn't matter how many times you say not to, Coon paring knife. Tojiro Fine Groove as well.
Yeah.
Those are my decoys. They're always the most accessible knives on the magnet so that I don't get upset.
You don't get upset, do you?
Me, no.
Did you ever lose a chopstick challenge?
No, not once, actually.
No. It's not what I heard.
Yeah.
It's not what the scoreboard says. Just saying.
Well, it doesn't mean the scoreboard's right. Here, Brian is asking you a question.
Brian's asking a question. Good, because we have already gone off the rails. This is not working at all.
I haven't gone off the rails. I am trying to keep this on the rails.
Are you on the rail?
I'm on the rails. It's you wandering off.
Brian Crook. Brian Robber. Brian Crook. Crook? It is Crook. How do you like your James Carter knife? Is it from James Carter?
James Brand Carter.
Ah, well, this one here. So we got matching knives apparently. I'll tell you what, we got these at the Kent of Inglewood store, so our sister store, Kent of Inglewood, and big fan of these. I like the look. I like the shape of the blade. I love how it feels. I love that. I just, there's nothing about it I don't like. I feel it could have been sharper when I first used it, so I sharpened it immediately because I think it's been given an edge that's really rugged and most people won't destroy. But I prefer my knives a little bit sharper than that. So, Brian, how do you feel about it?
For me, I was happy with the edge.
James said the same thing. Or Brian said the same thing. He said, not crazy sharp. So there you go.
See, I was okay with the edge that came on it because I am very hard on pocket knives. So
am I, but I know how to fix them.
Well, that's it. I just don't like fixing them. So I just kind of keep them.
Do you have an Alex for that?
Yeah, but I can only pull that lever so many times before they catch on. Yeah, notes here.
I feel today as if if I shave my beard off, I'm going to start looking like Iggy Pop with this hair.
You might.
We look different when we take our shirts off, though.
Oh, was someone saying we look the same?
No, I said Iggy Pop.
Oh, you and Iggy Pop. Oh, yeah.
I'm saying I'm elevating myself to looking as good as a 70-year-old filthy punk rocker.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't been too filthy the last while.
That's why he's still alive.
Clean living. Yeah.
That's why he's still alive.
You remember there was this story I heard one time. You might have even told me this, but he was on tour with, I think Henry Rollins was on tour with at the same time as Iggy Pop. They were on the same. Do you know who likes Henry Rollins?
Chris Garbatage.
Oh, does he? Makes sense.
Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like the thinking man's punk.
Bah. That was Jelly Biafra.
Yeah. I got a funny story about him too. But apparently, because Henry Rollins is ripped, right? He's always been in great shape.
Yeah.
And he opened for Iggy Pop at some show and watched him and then said, he's I'm gonna keep up with him. Like that's what I'm shooting for, like all the running around on stage and jumping and all that. He said he could only like keep it up for like 5 minutes. Like he just couldn't compete with the energy that Iggy Pop has.
I think that Iggy Pop's got one, hyperactivity disorder. I don't know if he's got ADD or ADHD, but he's got the hyperactivity part. And also, I think he did a lot of speed, which would slow the brain down. But if you do enough, it makes the body very jumpy, I'm told.
And here I was thinking he's just into yoga.
I don't know if Iggy's into the clean living so much, or at least wasn't at the time, maybe. Not at the time.
Damon has an unfortunate tip for building your knife collection.
That's a fantastic tip.
Yeah. I have a lot of stories today, it seems. I moved into a new neighborhood a couple of years ago. I lived in the country prior, like to the point where like I can guarantee that my parents' door is unlocked currently. And never locked my car. I had a Wakui hunting knife in my car too. I moved into the city and some rascal rifled through my car and took my hunting knife.
A rascal.
So it's not, a rascal.
A terrible rascal. That's Eliu here.
Yeah.
Which is funny because usually her language is more salty than a rascal. She's Australian and all.
Well, speaking of salty language, as promised.
What did you say? Oh, right. I think we got to talk about this. What is that? You should label it.
I have tape and I have a Sharpie, but I've started a swear jar. No self-control. No. So, because there was a gentleman last week who had left, and I hadn't really thought about this, but he was watching our show with his grandson, and I started cursing.
Lucky grandson.
I started cursing and swearing about something. I don't know. You probably made me upset. So I was swearing about something, and he had to leave, and I felt bad about that. So I've decided that I'm going to have a swear jar while we do these. And I threw a handful of change in, and I don't know what's in there already, but I'm going to say that whatever.
Well, that's penance.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going to double make up for it. I don't have coins, but I got $65, and I'm going to put that in the jar. And whatever goes in this jar, I'll give to Operation Come Home.
Whoa.
So we've got,
I might say a bad word.
Or so in there.
I might say a bad word and donate to that as well.
Yeah. So this is my charitable apology to Gary, I believe was his name. I didn't try to teach your grandson new words.
Well, fuddle-duddle.
But there we go. So now we have a Japanese Knife 101 swear jar. That was something I was thinking about. MRK says, what are you saying?
I'm thinking I'm looking very red today.
MRK is asking if there's an N+1 rule for owning knives. I would say so. That's something about bikes too, isn't it? That's what we talk about.
Bike riders talk about that. I'm using my Carter knife, by the way, to cut my apple. You mean bananas?
Oh, yes.
Ellie owes you money for the swear jar.
No, the box opens at both ends. Slide right through if you're not careful.
What she said was, bananas.
Sounds right.
Fuddle-duddle.
Fuddle-duddle.
Bonnie Brook. Mickey
well,
Fig.
David, I was chatting with David on the help desk here earlier, and he's looking for something in particular. And he was asking me about like Gyutos versus Sujihikis. Why does a Tsujihiki outperform a Gyuto? And if you've got anything, he was wondering if you have any of the Kurosaki with the acrylic handles handy to show. There we go. So I was trying to explain it while typing, David. I hope you're still here. But a Tsujihiki works better than a Gyuto for carving meat because the blade is not as tall. Like there's not as much surface area on the blade. So
Think about when you slice roast beef sometimes and you slice through it and then all the fibers pull apart as your knife comes through.
Yeah.
Because the knife was really tall and had lots of surface area to grab it. But if the knife is really thin, it just slices through and the meat doesn't get pulled apart. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so if you look at, like, I've got a Kotetsu. These are a couple of my own knives, but this is my Kotetsu Sujihiki versus my Masashi Gyuto. And you can kind of see that one is considerably taller than the other, right? And then Kevin's got one of those Kurosaki acrylic handles we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm. David, here, I'm holding a Kurosaki acrylic, and I believe it's a stabilized birch. That's and fun. It's a Senko, I believe, which means it's R2 powder steel. I'm such a fan of these hybrid handles. These are wild.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? It's like just super cool. And you wouldn't like, you don't feel the transition. Like they're so smooth. Like I am going home. I am going home with one of these handle knives today. I don't know.
Well, and that's
I am doing it. I'm going home with one of these. Like that is a given.
That kind of works us into
a gibbon is a monkey. A given is what I'm going to be doing with this knife.
Yeah. So Peter was asking if any of your dream knives made it past day one, so you could grab it.
Well, there are a few of my dream knives around here. I'm seeing. Let's see. The one Honyaki knife I wanted, the 210. I can't see it today, so it must have been gone. But the Takeda Mammoth folder that I wanted is still here.
Oh,
so that's coming home with me. I'm kind of looking around now. I don't know if you're like, this is riveting television, looking at my back here probably.
You're just birthday shopping for yourself.
Oh, do you know I already bought myself a Father's Day present?
Oh, did you?
I did. Oh, this is here. Okay, dude, this is totally coming home with me today. If it's not been sold, we're a little bit behind on picking orders and shipping because we had more than we expected yesterday. But this guy, look at this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That handle looks like a superhero's outfit.
You know what? Aoki-san, owner of Sakai Takayuki, emailed me yesterday and said, thank you for introducing Homuraguren, the doi knives that we had 15 or 20 of that are all gone now, which is a total.
Oh, yeah. That was the one that I wanted. That 225 Gyuto. Yeah. That was the one that I was after.
It was too much, right? It was too much as in too awesome.
Yeah.
But they flew out of here, right? So I didn't get one, which is good though, because we were trying to figure out if they were a product we wanted to carry full time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, I hope that's an easy yes.
Obviously we did.
Yeah.
We've gone off track already.
We haven't. No, we haven't.
Listen,
you're talking about knives.
Really? Okay, good. Because we got a letter from Chris Garbatage. And
I must not have got that one. I think he's given up on me, to be honest. He doesn't send me his criticisms because I normally just tell him where to stick them. I'm going to answer Ted's question real quick because Kevin disappeared. Ontario orders.
I'm fixing my color. I'm so vain. I can't be red.
Okay.
I think I got redder.
I think so too. Ted, the majority of the orders are shipping out of the warehouse where Kevin's located. The way our website operates is it goes through, like, all the stores are set out in a list, and if store number 1 doesn't have it, it'll go to 2. If 2 doesn't have it, 3, 4, and so on. We did ship out a lot of things, but it doesn't do it geographically. It does it based on inventory. So there's like a 90% chance that your order is coming from the Calgary warehouse. Ellipsis has a good point. Remember to dislike and unsubscribe. Do your part. So you could like and subscribe to subscribe to the channel, like the videos. I'm trying this positivity thing lately.
You are you?
Yeah, I'm being.
That's what I would call you. That's what I called you on your performance review.
Yeah,
Mr. Positivity.
Mr. Positivity.
Always ready to just have a good chuckle.
Yeah,
and never be a curmudgeon. That's what I said.
Not once. Do you have one of the 3,500 Sujihikis, the 350 millimeter Sujis? Do you have one of those handy? Those Kurosakis, or they were bigger, weren't they? They were like 450. How big were those knives?
They were 450.
Yeah,
I've got one.
Yeah, those are nuts.
I got one, but it doesn't have a handle.
That's crazy. Handles. You need a handle sometimes.
No.
Well, you could always put one on it eventually,
Not. You don't need a handle. If you're going to make a handle yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like those Takeda knife kits that were there. Those were pretty cool. BJ Hargrove is asking if there's currently a lineup at the Calgary location. I have no idea, BJ.
Unlikely.
Yeah. Odds are good that you could just head down. If there is a lineup, they'll let you in real fast. You won't be there for too long.
I don't know. I'm in the warehouse, which is about 7 kilometers away from the Calgary shop.
I can call the Calgary store and ask.
Looks like Chris Garbage is here, so you can just hang up on him again.
Nice. Yeah, I'll deal with him. Don't worry about that.
Thank you.
Ellipses is surprised that we still have 1 240 Sasame and 3 or 4 of the fancy Senkos. Although that one makes more sense because no picks. Well, the one that I was really surprised with, the one I was showing off yesterday afternoon, that one sold. Like I came in this morning and that one was sold. That blue spalted maple with the turquoise inlay. Yeah, that was gone pretty much. I think someone ordered it within moments of me showing it on the live stream yesterday. It was it's kind of fun. Kind of fun to see those things happen. And then John May. Here we go. Here's something that I can talk about. You almost bought the 240 Sasame, but I'm just trying to not buy any non-R2 stainless. Cobalt Special is a pretty cool steel, John.
I want to know why. Actually, I want to know why.
Yeah.
Why the obsession with R2? I get it. I'm a fan. SG2 R2. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. But I have other loves too.
Yeah.
So John, just give us some answers there, John. I'm dying to know. We'll get back to that. You give us an answer. We'll get back to that.
Admiral Longstash is asking how old the Gouda I'm eating is. I don't know. I usually just go. So we got this cool shop called Nicastro's next to us, and I usually just walk in there and they just kind of throw things at me. And they said this one is. I said I want some Gouda or something like it, and they said,
"How about Gouda?
How about this one?" And I said, "Okay." And then I got to the counter and it was a $20 piece of cheese. So
that happens sometimes.
That happens to me a lot over there. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating facts. So this says here, Admiral Longstash, I'll tell you about it. This is the Prestige de Bruges.
Oh, I thought you wanted to talk about Switzerland.
Yep. No, I don't do that. Limited edition cheese made exclusively of milk produced in May when the milk is at its highest quality. The cheese naturally matures for at least 18 months.
Do you know who would like that? John May.
John May.
They produced the cheese exclusively inside of him.
Whoa, John May cheese. I'm all about it though. It's super tasty.
So
It's got to be it's got to be older than 18 months. It's mega crumbly.
Got a nice question here from TJ Ronan in the UK, I believe. Hinura at Sakasa, how many are left in Switzerland? If there's any left, that could be a big plus. So I don't know what he's referencing there.
Those river jumps must have flew out.
This I find disturbing. So can you do me a favor and just block Iggy?
I'm not going to do that.
I didn't cheat. I don't cheat. I don't cheat at anything.
No.
I might threaten.
You just had a man on the payroll. That's all.
Everybody's on the payroll. You're on the payroll. Doesn't make you be nice to me. You're terrible to me.
It's true. It's actually kind of funny. It's kind of funny I get away with it, you know? Oh, yeah. Blank has said he's put up a picture of his new pocket knife in Discord. Someone send me an invite to Discord.
I don't know what that is. I didn't get an invite.
Yeah.
I guess that's probably a place they don't want me.
Well, I use Discord to play D&D with my friends. But I don't know how
Nathan Garrow.
Blank, send me an invite to the Discord server. Chris@knifewear.com. And then I'll take a look at your pocket knife. Our buddy Chris Commandant sent some folks your way to get some Anryu knives. They were super happy to get some from you. It was like feeding frenzy on the Facebook comments. Yeah, there was a lot. Like those I don't know how many there were, but I spent a lot of time yesterday helping people choose knives.
There was 10 Anryu Gyutos for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what we had at the warehouse. Those sold in the first minute, if you can believe it.
Yeah, they were all gone. Yeah.
And we shouldn't tell people. We've got 30 Anryu Santokus.
Well, there we go. Stop looking for Gyutos, everyone. If you want an Anryu, get a Santoku.
No, we've got them in stock. Those are the knives we do the practice, that we do the learning on.
Oh, those ones.
Remember Mike and I did a sharpening showdown.
Mm-hmm.
And Naoto, too. So the three of us sharpened one of those for that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you know who won that competition. I feel pretty good. I won that competition. There was a lot of shit talk about me, but holy bananas! I owe you more money for the jar.
Oh, Gabriel,
Chris,
good friend of the show.
I gotta send you money, Chris.
Okay, well, I'll spot you for now.
That's a bad word.
I'll spot you for now.
Thanks, bud.
Gabriel wants you to ride your bicycle to Ottawa to deliver his knife.
I'll get right on top of that. If you want, though, if you're lucky, I could ride my ridiculous bicycle back here today. Well, there's not a lot of room. I have two bikes here today, two dumb bikes. I got my super long, Amsterdam-inspired long bike, cargo bike, and I've got my penny farthing. But I don't think there's room enough back here for either of them.
No.
Which is too bad. Because I like to show off my stupid bikes, because I brought the two stupidest ones today. Well, the penny farthing lives here, obviously. Obviously. What's a warehouse without a penny? What is it? Exactly. What is a nice warehouse without a penny farthing? Seriously.
Any warehouse that I've ever been in has a penny farthing in it.
Well, every knife warehouse, yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. I'm looking through that. I'm getting caught up on our things here. We've had a lot of, someone else had a knife stolen. Well, Damon had his knife stolen. We talked about that. Create a Fincher master lost a Deba, Global Gyuto, and others to local Edmonton crackheads last summer. I'm sorry to hear that. And Admiral Longstash is giving a little shout out to Ellie. Admiral Longstash, I believe, is in the Netherlands.
Where my bike isn't strange.
Where your bike isn't strange, no.
No, not a weird thing. Where's Ellie? Is Ellie back here? Ellie? Yeah. Your friend Admiral Longstash says thank you for the great customer service yesterday in the Netherlands. She does what she can, she says. She can't come over here. She's doing something with a machine.
Yeah.
Probably swearing and hitting it.
Yeah. That's how Australians, that's IT service.
They hit things and then they just put a shrimp on the Barbie. That's it.
AJ has a new challenge for us. Who can go the longest without shaving and getting a haircut? Well, I think we're both at 15 months at this point.
Well, yeah, January I had a haircut.
Yeah.
Not this January.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
probably
like
won't
15 months
shave.
in.
I'd like trim up my beard. I guess I shave here, but I
Hmm.
don't really shave much more.
I shave a little bit here, a little bit down
Yeah.
here. Or else
Everyone's trying to get me to swear more. Like here's the thing, folks. It'll happen. I don't wake up in the morning trying to squeeze in as many curse words as I can. They just happen. They slip out. See, Kevin is adjusting the camera because he's trying to get me to swear. So, here's a question from MRK. How does knife grind affect the performance of the Tsujihiki? I noticed that the pictures of the Senko make it look less flat than the grind on my Gyuto. What do you have to say about that?
Well, here, let me get this guy here. When you mean less flat, I'm going to go to the bottom of these comments here so we can answer some questions.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we've got Chris. We're miles behind.
Well, I'm trying, but you're the one with the knives. I need you to, come on.
When you say less flat, come on, focus. Why are you not focusing? I'll be back. I usually have a cameraman for these sort of things. But today I'm my own cameraman, Chris.
Oh. Andrew was asking if Sujihiki blades are generally thinner than Gyutos. It kind of depends.
Well, it depends on the maker and such.
Yeah. Yeah, like they can be, but...
Is that focusing?
Yes, now it is, yep.
Okay. So often the blades on a Tsujihiki are thinner, right? And that helps it slice. And often they're ground a little bit higher from the base, from the edge up here, which makes this part of the blade thinner, which goes through easily. Yeah. And MRK says cross section of blade less flat. So like down here, like here and here, like this.
Like less of a
or do you mean up here? Because sometimes you'll get a Sujihiki that is concave up here. That is a really sweet move, but not a lot do that. And they don't generally do it often. But like that's how a Yanagiba is built. So it's concave here. So basically nothing sticks to it, right? Like we used to sell some from Yaoji. That was that Deba. It was a Yodeba that was concave up here. And that was just such a great, huge, like if you had huge salmon, like those big spring salmons, if you fillet those with that, it was just amazing. Excuse me. Means I have to drink some more beer.
Oh, there you go. What about those 340 millimeter Nikiris? You got one of those handy? Those are nuts, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm going to find one.
Okay.
It's around here.
Oh, Damon's offering to buy me some cheese to make up for the contest robbery. Oh, blank sent me an invite for Discord. I'll get that all set up. Yeah, Chris Commandant was saying that the Facebook group he was on yesterday had 40 people looking for Andrew knives. Everyone's Andrew obsessed right now.
Well, we got 30 Santokas. We should just sell them and then ask him for 30 more.
Yeah.
Oscar Keta for 30 more.
There we go.
I think you know what the problem is, Chris. Is there's this opinion going around the internet that Andrew-san was skilled up to here, and Ikeda-san is just not very good. I don't know if you know about this, but there's this idea that Ikeda-san's not very good at forging knives. The funny thing is Ikeda-san's done the bulk of the work for the last 5 years or more.
Yeah.
Right. To be honest, most knives, any knives that say Andrew-san on them, were made entirely or a large percentage by Ikeda-san anyway. And you know, all the Shibata-san's knives, like the Tinker Tanks and the Sabertooth and the Shark-Tooth Deba, right? Do you know all those were forged by Karachi-San. You know the Kotetsu. All the Kotetsu knives are forged by Karachi-San, right? So Shibata-san values him as a blacksmith.
Yeah.
So do I. So here is that huge Nikiri you're asking for. I think they call it the Almighty Knife.
That's a good name.
Is that the one you're asking for?
That is the one, yeah. That is the one. You could use that for anything.
Don Penny's got one of these. He used it to fight off a giant snapping sea turtle.
Oh, I heard it was a rabid moose. But here, John has
He
John
used his James Carter for that.
Oh my!
For the moose.
John May has offered up some of why he likes R2 so much. He has VG10 and R2, and the R2 are so good he rarely uses the VG10. Naoto described Cobalt Special as improved VG10, so I'd have to actually try one in order to be sure that it's improved enough that I'd use it frequently. That, plus I spent the money for that 240 Sasame on a Masakage Zero yesterday. Okay, well, that's a really good reason.
Those are all good reasons, and that will happen.
Yeah.
That will happen, for example.
I would say, in my opinion there, John, is like I'm often faced with tasks where like a Senko, for instance, is probably too delicate of a knife. Now, I'm not the kind of person, like I'll never tell you like, well, don't use that knife to cut a squash or whatever. For me, it's a matter of how fast do I want it done and how much attention do I want to pay. Because like I will use an Algom, like I have a Denka Nikiri and I use that for every like hard veggies, potatoes, sweet potatoes, whatever. I'll use that for all kinds of stuff. For me, it's more of the if I can how fast do I want to move and how much attention do I want to pay to what I'm doing. So I have the knife that I use that's a little more kind of rugged at home is I've got my Moritaka's here right now. I often use that one, even though it's like blue too. It is the way it's ground. It makes it a little bit tougher. What else do I have? I've got, to be honest, the knife that I would use to like crack a lobster in half is a Global. You know, it's molybdenum vanadium. But
I use my old Victorinox.
Yeah.
That's my knife for doing stupid.
Yeah, my father-in-law has a 210 Sasame and a 120 Sasame, and I've used those at his house. Yeah, and they're like VG10, but like they'll get sharp like VG10, but they're more durable, I guess. Like you're less likely to slip up on a little mistake.
How about that handle on a Sasame, huh?
This is an extra step that you don't use.
Yeah, that's cool too. That handle looks like it. Yeah, what's that like inlay? It looks really nice.
I think it's a blue stabilized wood of some sort. I don't actually know what this handle is. I got a bunch of these from Kurosaki on a photo I saw. He basically said, I made a box of knives. Do you want them? And I said, yes. And it was all without handles. And then, of course, he just put on wacky handles and sent them along their way.
Well, that's perfect. That's like a perfect garage sale move.
Oh, it was. It was so perfect.
Yeah. Jennifer Lee has called us yams.
She's called me yams.
Oh, that's you. It's not as we're not an individual yam.
Jen, or commonly known as Skid, is an old friend of mine.
Oh,
I had
okay.
I used to have a phone number that was 541 yams.
That's all right.
I liked that number. I liked that number for a long time. She still calls me yams. That was only 20 years ago.
Oh,
hey, Jen. Trevor says he's got a 6-foot turkey he needs to carve, so he should grab that knife.
Yeah, good idea. Unless he's
Jonathan Rutledge says, what's the deal with those 340 Nikiris? They're cool. They're fun. Someone called them a watermelon knife. Sure.
Yeah, big watermelons for sure.
Is there a difference between S2 and R2 steel? I think he means SG2 and R2, and no, same thing.
Yeah. Lorenzo exploring some steels on the website, and I was wondering why there is so little options in terms of Ginsan. Any blacksmith is excellent with that material. Curious, comparable to VG10 or R2. Well, the Kokuto is Ginsan. What else? What else is made out of Ginsan?
Maybe not you.
Nope, not me.
So currently, I know Doi-san was talking about doing some Ginsan experiments. Yeah, it's not it's a good steel, but it's not. There's not a ton of people I know using it right now.
Yeah.
Probably because it is really relatively new, and VG10's got such a strong name. Because Ginsan was made just as a reaction to VG10, right? Because VG10 is made by Takafu, and Ginsan I think is Hitachi, right?
Okay.
So they just went, oh, that's really good steel. We're gonna make our own version.
That's what happens. See that everywhere.
I haven't read this comment. I just saw it. I didn't get a knife yesterday, but discovered the Nanomoss drop block. I ordered one. Looking forward to it. Mr. Commandant, let us know how that goes, man.
Yeah, those are nice.
And David Spector, he said okay. I don't know why, but he did.
I think that's because I asked him for the Discord link. Discord link.
I just like to know that there's no reason for it.
Well. What was I going to say? I was going to answer something.
You're talking about Ginsan and why more people don't use it.
Yeah, no, I think I wouldn't have anything more to add to that. The knife, the Facebook group was called A Chef's Knife. Well, that's nice. Chris is pretty good about sending people our way. It's always appreciated. Chris is working up at Gong Fu Bao, Tarek's place right now. Or at least last time I spoke to him. Yeah,
I do like Tarek. I do like the
And
Tarek.
when I was talking to Tarek after our video, when he joined us for a little knife show and tell, he's very appreciative of all the hard work Chris puts in. I hope he's told you that, Chris, because he had nothing but great things to say about you.
Now that Ikeda-san is bona fide, do you think he will change the kanji on the blade? Yes and no. It depends who engraves it. There's a lot of things going on there more than, like, for example, if Shibata-san engraves it, you'll see his style, and he might use different kanji.
Mm-hmm.
And if Sona Takafu engraves it, or if they use their machine. I know that the change has already been in. They changed it from Katsushige to Anru a while back. I don't know how long ago, but for a while you could buy knives with both, and now it's just the one, right?
Well, so because the name of the
already happened.
Because the name of the business, right, is Anru.
Yeah. It's called Anru Knives. Kind of like Kent of Inglewood.
Yeah.
If I died and Nathan took over Kent of Inglewood, it's still be called Kent of Inglewood, even though I'm not around.
Yeah. So, Ted says that the 350 millimeter Tsuji was expensive. Well, it was a big knife. So, like, let's be honest, it's a big knife. So,
these things happen.
It does happen.
Oh, here, John May's giving us some information. I haven't really read it yet. Ikeda-san's fantastic. The reason I think people want to get the Anru-san forged knives is that they're just going to be rarer as time goes on, and it's cool to have a knife by a legend. Oh, well, there we go.
That's true.
Thank you, James May. That's
John May. He's much nicer than James May.
No, James May seems all right. That Clarkson character, though, he's a problem.
Oh, Clarkson's the one who's the problem. I get them confused.
Yeah, like if our show was Top Gear, you'd be the Clarkson, and I'd be.
I thought you said that he was the bad one.
Yeah, like you, who were always so mean to me.
I'm not mean to anybody. That does make sense, though. I think John has hit it on the head. Trevor agrees with him.
Make good sense.
Ellipsis. Yeah. Well, so that's just kind of Ellipsis has a good point here too. There's a couple of points here. So, disregarding, of course, that as Kevin says, probably likely that the Anru that somebody bought over the past few years could have easily been forged by Ikeda, handled by an apprentice, with perhaps a final look over by Anderson himself. Cult of personality almost around some of the aging Smiths is interesting. So, but that's how a lot of these, like a lot of this works, right? Like, you don't go to a restaurant. Like, I'll tell you a secret. If you go to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, he's not grilling your steak. But if you're at one of the fancy ones, maybe he's at the pass doing the last check, right? It's kind of the same thing with chefs too, right? Like it's not, the chef isn't the one grinding it all out. The chef is the one overlooking the process and being the final, the final quality control.
True.
So
I will tell you a fact about Anderson. He's still there doing that.
yeah. Oh, well,
I know he is, right?
yeah.
Gyuto still goes to work. He doesn't do anything anymore. And Saji, here's an interesting, again from James May, talking about Saji-san. Down to the bottom, he says, but that's my view as well, which is why I'm more on the get Saji knives before he retires run. Jokes, I knew he retired 3 years ago. He passed it over to Nomura-san 3 years ago. But the big deal there is that Saji's idea of retirement is he comes to work every day and still forges knives, so I don't know what goes on.
Yeah, they seem to have a different definition. Only Kagura-san mostly did it.
Yeah, but he's still, well, I've got proof right here.
Yeah. I think it just means instead of making knives all the time, you just make knives some of the time.
Well, no, the definition now is that he says this is now his hobby.
Okay, now he just does it for fun. A little bit on the side.
240 Gyuto. Do you have one of these from Kagura?
I do.
So do I. So does Visti Care, the guy who did the photography for the book. So does
this axe
Chris Garbage. So does who else has got a 240 Kagura? There's a lot of them floating around the company.
Yeah.
Mason's got one. Mason Astier, designer. Keen eye. He's got one. I'm telling you what, Chris, I'm surprised this is still around. Talking about blacksmiths that have retired and blacksmiths that were top of their game. The problem is this guy just never got the same kind of he never got the same kind of star treatment as some of them. Mm-hmm. But at his skill level, way up there, man.
Well, the 240 I have, I own three things from him. I have a 150 Gyuto, I have a 240 Gyuto, and I have that axe. And that 150 Gyuto, I think, is the knife that sees the most use in my kitchen. Because I'm always like, no, I've had to fix it twice. Remember, I got that big chip in it last year I had to fix. But it's his knives are some of my favorites, you know? And you know Mario, good customer here in Ottawa. You've met Mario a couple of times. He's the doctor.
Yeah.
He made me a saya. He made me a saya out of cherry wood to match the handle on my knife. Yeah.
Mario.
And he Mario. And he,
he's good with his hands. He's good with his hands. He does plastic surgery.
Yeah. I'm surprised he messes around
he knows stuff
with the woodworking tools, you know?
Well, he does, Ellie. Well, no, you gotta be good. Ellie's mocking me.
He does the plastic surgery.
Why is she like that?
I paid
She's
her.
making fun of the words I use. Have you heard her speak? She's Australian, for fuck's sake. Most of the things she says is throw a shrimp on the Barbie. For heck's sake. I said for banana's sake.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I'm going to owe you so much money.
He's probably good at
Get out of here, Ellie.
Warhammer too. Like Warhammer painting those little things.
He could be.
Could be.
I like doing that, but I'm no good at it. All right, here we go.
I'm getting.
Ellie's distracting you.
Oh, I know.
You need to put some blinders on.
I mean, it's only some of the real recluses and solo artists you can be sure were forged and boxed essentially by one person, like Masashi.
Yep.
And like Ken Kagura-san.
Yeah.
And
those would be the only two that I met.
2 Kaguras here in front of me, which blows my mind. But there you go. I'm.
Yeah, if someone.
Like, there's a 300 Tsujihiki here that might have to be mine.
There's and I'm gonna throw something out there. If you're watching this and you're wondering, like, what is the next knife? Like, what is something that is really, really special? Those Kagura knives, like, you shouldn't, like, don't discount them because you never heard of the guy. Like, his knife, like, he does more work per knife. Like, he's making his own Damascus. He's forge welding his own knives. He has a shape and style that is completely unique to him. And he only makes a smattering a year. You know? Like, the Masakage Kujira were made by Kagura-san. And those were Masakage's, like, premium knife. Like, Masakage knives are good. They're great. But the Kujira, the ones made by Kagura-san, those were, like, we kept those next to the Denkas. I don't know if that helps you at all. But, like, there's a couple there.
You know how I feel about his knives. And you know these knives have the grind line here, right? Like, can you see the grind line there?
You can see it on the picture, yeah.
You
yeah,
can
it's that,
see
that
it.
foggy gray line, yeah.
You can see it, but you
feel
can't feel it. It doesn't exist. And I asked him about that. I said, how do you do that? And he goes, I'm really good at grinding knives. It's such a beautiful explanation. How'd you do that? By having skill.
Mm-hmm.
By being very good. Peter Brown says, shout out to Kung Fu Bao. Can't wait to grab some again. Me too. I would like some now. Right now.
Peter, you can they're doing takeaway from their they got a little takeaway window on Gilmore. I think it's like on the long side of the building. I think you just got to call ahead, place your order. But they'll take care of you. Admiral Longstash is inviting me to the Netherlands for some Gouda. I'm on it. As soon as I can get over, I'll come. I'm going to show up at a random train station, shouting, looking for Admiral Longstash.
Just say Admiral. Just Admiral. Yeah. Admiral. Gouda.
My dad went to. I think he was in Amsterdam. How far? I don't know how far Rotterdam is away from Amsterdam, but my dad had to go over a couple of times, like a couple of years in a row, to teach some sort of electronic warfare course for the UN. My dad's much more interesting than I am.
Yeah, well, your dad does things.
Yeah.
You just challenges. Your dad probably would have won it.
My dad doesn't even know where chopsticks are kept in the house.
Hatsukokoro is a negociant, and they buy things and put their name on it. Much like Konosuke, much like Sakai Takayuki. Although Sakai Takayuki and Konosuke maybe have more control over it. But yeah, they're negociants. So what they do is they buy things from they buy quality products that they like, and then they throw their own name on it.
Well, there you have it.
There you go.
Those knives looked. I've only seen pictures of those knives, but they looked awesome. Like the really deep Tsuchime.
Yeah, those are awesome.
On the bevel. Is that right?
Then there's the Hap 40 ones that are awesome too.
Oh, they made those too. That Hap 40 Hanasuki.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I like Hap 40 a lot.
So my buddy Lana in London says, I came very close to buying a Petty yesterday, but then I remembered I'm buying a new hybrid bike. What kind of bike are you buying now? I guess she doesn't use her electric for everything. Man, she has tons of miles on that thing. She's all over London doing deliveries on her bike.
Well, Peter Brown is tempted by the 340 Nikiri after hearing about Kasumi's school of thought in cutting pizzas with
well, actually, that's not the one. She did that with the one Anrusan made me. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I got a 420 millimeter Anrusan Nikiri. Totally forged
you
by
could trade
him.
One for a house.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to buy a 420 Anrusan Nikiri, let me know what you'd pay for that. It was forged by Anrusan and ground and polished by Shibata-san and sharpened by Shibata-san. There was none of Ikeda-san's filthy hands in it because that was about 10 years ago. Ikeda-san might have been allowed to watch that one being made.
Yeah. Chris over at Gong Fu Bao has said that he is taken care of, and he knows that Tarek likes him. So there we go. MRK, I guess in our conversation, go back to about Cobalt Special and VG10. I would say
Special is more resilient than anything I know of. I think.
Yeah, it's a very durable steel, especially for how hard it is. We had some. Fujiwara hasn't made them since. I know we've asked many times, but Fujiwara was making some. Yeah, they had some Damascus on the on the Shinogi and a Kurochi Tsuchime finish at the top. Beautiful knives. But yeah, the Cobalt Special will get as sharp or sharper than VG10 and is more resistant to chipping. It's a really weird hybrid monster steel, but it's really great. So, Sunihisa does well with Ginsan. Agreed. Moritaka AS Suchi. AJ is asking. I don't know where Kevin's gone. AJ is asking about Moritaka AS Ishime Hanasukis. I know our fall garage sale usually gets jacked up with a whole bunch of special stuff coming from Moritaka. I would say that is probably likely. If that's too long to wait, you should send an email to hello@knifewear.com and maybe we can make it happen sooner. But that would be I'm also assuming here. So I would presume that would be that would be my guess. Kevin, any idea on?
The answer is I ordered those in November.
Yeah.
And they didn't make them because we increased our orders quite a bit.
Okay.
But they'll be for next November's garage sale.
There we go. So I was right. I guessed, and I was right.
We put our orders up by 50%. So
and there's not too many people working over there. There's like 3 of them.
Well, they got 2 more guys.
Okay, so now they're up to 5. That's not really that many in the grand scheme of things. You know. Well, there we go, guys. So yeah, John is also after Moritaka. Keep an eye out though. Like if you see those on the website, and you've got the opportunity to do the notify when available, you just stick your name on the list because you never know. Like sometimes weird stuff just shows up. Like I'm not telling you that they're gonna show up before, but sometimes it happens. You know, it's a lot of the times when they are unpacking those boxes in the warehouse, no one knows what's in them until the box has been opened.
Yeah, the packing list is often kind of fictional. John May says I'm interested too because the Nakiris, I doubt they'll sell them in the next garage or sell them until the next garage sale, regardless of when they come in. Honestly, John May and AJ, send me an email, Kevin@knifewear.com. I won't respond to it, but I'll put it in my little file of things to remember. And if those come in closer to now than the November garage sale, I'll shoot you guys a message, send you guys an invoice.
There we go.
How's that sound?
Ted forgot to order a book, and then Peter, can I get recommendations where to get the Knife Nerd Guide to Japanese Knives in Europe? Our website is really the only spot right now for you.
Yeah. We kind of ran out.
Yeah.
And we didn't feel like somebody's pretty excited. I don't know if you could hear the screaming.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Are you okay, Ellie? Did you sit on something sharp? Like what happened? She's been racing a machine and she won.
I did. I tear the labels as they come out, and I pile them in each group.
Are you hearing this story? She's telling a very long and boring story.
You know what? I did. The machine and I finished at the same time.
She's telling a very boring story, but she's proud of herself.
This is Warehouse Olympics.
It's Warehouse Olympics. Oh, did you win the gold? Oh, there I understand. You won the gold medal at Warehouse Olympics.
Yeah, just put her name on the board there. Just write her name on a piece of tape, stick it on the Chopstick Challenge board.
Lorenzo. What's coming in second batch of garage sale knives? Hopefully, we get our natural sharpening stones. And I know there's 2 boxes coming from. There's a box coming from Sanjo, so there might be some more Masashis, and there. I don't think it's a Hinura, but let's just say there might be Hinura. And I know there was supposed to be some tanks.
Wow.
Well, there was supposed to be tanks, but they haven't showed up yet. There was also supposed to be some coreless Damascus from Makoto, Kurosaki. Those have been paid for, and they're somewhere. They're just not here. And I'm holding out faith that some more takas might arrive because a box of more takas is coming.
Okay. So maybe
So
some
those
knives
are
for
those are
John and
things that
Adrian.
are on. Those are things that are on route. But I'm like I said, sometimes the packing lists are very general and very not specific.
Yeah.
Right. I guess that's what happens when you deal with craftsmen.
Yeah. John says the issue with the Kagura knives is how often do you really need them for their intended purpose, which appears to be cutting passenger aircraft in half. They look a lot chunkier than they are.
These ones are chunky.
That one's chunky because mine's not.
Yeah,
that
but
chunky.
they don't cut like chunky.
No.
Because they're really high grind.
Yeah.
And he's good at it. Just ask him.
Yeah. They're super
Funny.
thin.
My 240 is fat and heavy as hell. And I just thought this is not going to be right. I think it's going to cut like an axe. It doesn't. It cuts like a fucking laser beam.
Yeah, they're weird,
There's
John.
more going on than how thick a spine is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's
These, by the way, I'm eating are called Transylvania puffs.
Oh yeah, you guys had those yesterday.
They're terrible, but I'm eating them.
Yeah, well, sometimes you need to. Oh, Lorenzo's saying thank you for all the recommendations. Well, you're very welcome, Lorenzo. That's kind of why we're here. You know, I know Lorenzo and I shoot emails back and forth quite a bit. I'm glad to see you were able to chip away at a bit of your list there. And yeah, the folks in the warehouse are really they're hustling really hard. Like they were sending knives out by the pallet yesterday.
Here, I'll show you.
Kevin's going to show us.
There's another pallet and the whole shelf.
Yeah, so there we go.
Gel right now. Can you see that? I guess you probably can. There's the pallet. That's a shipment. This pallet's going to Vancouver.
There we go. Wow.
Nice for Vancouver. And that pallet and that shelf of books is the. Or not books, of orders. That's today.
Yeah, so they are going really, they're going really hard. So, oh yeah, can't go. You're so easily tempted, Kevin.
I'm just trying to focus.
Yeah, I understand what you're doing. Everyone understands what you're doing.
I'm my own camera.
Okay. Here's a good question from David about Kasuki-San. All right, do we have any new? Will we be getting more knives from Kasuki-San? Most likely, I assume. We really liked his stuff.
They were supposed to be here, but they didn't.
Okay, didn't make it.
So there was supposed to be some Mizaki's as well. They didn't make it. That's why these guys live in our small makers department. Because they can't supply us knives all year, and they can't even seem to supply us knives when we ask for them for special events. But they'll both they should that because they missed this deadline. It means they should both be able to be here in July for Small Makers Month.
Oh well, there we go. That's not that far, really, in the grand scheme of things. I was looking at
in COVID times. That's just like 3 more Sundays.
Yeah. Just gotta have you just gotta make it till supper. Really, that's how it feels some days. Lana there, none on the run, has the electric bike for work and needs a new push bike for play.
Mm-hmm.
So the current bike, apparently you've met. She bought it in 1995.
Oh, I know that bike. I've ridden with Lana. She was on that bike often.
There we go.
She says I'm doing the end to end next year. Is that the north to south in England? Like John O'Groats to whatever town in Somerset in the south? I don't know what that is.
I've been watching that show. I watched Ewan McGregor did this motorcycle show. Have you heard about this thing before? They had one called The Long Way Around, where they started in London and rode their motorcycles through Europe and through Asia, all the way through Russia, took a plane from some weird little town in Russia over to Alaska, and then rode from Alaska all the way through Canada and the States back to New York.
That's right.
But they did the second season. They started in John O'Groats, and that was the only time because they went from John O'Groats down to the tip of Africa, and that was the first time I had heard of that town.
That is the tip to tip, isn't it?
Yeah.
This here, Chris Martin from Coldplay, isn't that his name?
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, well, there's that song you guys play. I quite like it. The one where you wrote stuff on your hand, play piano. It's good. I'm tempted by Kagura-san, but I've already bought a bunch. Well, here's my tip about Kagura-san. You've already bought a bunch, so don't buy the Kagura-san. There's only 2 left. He's retired. He may never make them again. So
yeah,
don't get one, because you'll just end up with a knife that nobody else has that you wanted, and it might be your last chance. So don't do it. Too much hard work.
Yeah. It's nothing but trouble.
Also, dislike and unsubscribe.
Yeah. Yeah, or you could like and subscribe, because we're being positive now. And Chris Armitage gets mad at me a lot. You know what? I'm going to take a little break from questions. I'm going to go over some of this housekeeping stuff that I do have. Speaking of Chris Armitage, we've got so I'll just talk over the picture. We've got upcoming streams. So the 20th, that's going to be Thursday. We've got another garage sale Q&A. At 4 p.m. Mountain Time. I don't know who's doing that. Is that going to be you, Kevin? You and the warehouse crew?
Which one is this? Thursday?
Thursday, yeah.
Naoto and myself.
Okay, cool. And then we've got Sharpening Night in Canada that night. I don't know what they're working on because Chris didn't type in the rest. He just wrote Sharpe.
His message is we have a new show called Sharpe.
Sharpe.
Yeah, Sharpe. It's about dogs, about wrinkly dogs.
About wrinkly dogs. On Friday, Naoto's Nerdy Power Hour, Naoto's Top 10 Japanese Knife Steals. And then next week, on the 25th, Japanese Knife 101, we're going to have special guest hosts. Kevin and I have been given the boot. Which is convenient because that's one of my kids' birthdays, and I should probably get home a bit early if I can that day.
Nice. You have a kid that's Gemini?
Is she? I don't know. I count on you for this astrology stuff.
Oh, I'm a big believer in it.
Okay. You seem it. And then on June 14th, fast forwarding quite a bit, is going to be episode 3 of Sharp Knives Rock, which is the Father's Day episode.
I hear there's going to be a dad joke off.
There's going to be a dad joke off. Yeah.
Yep. They're going to not what you said. A joke off.
That's what I said. Yep.
That's not what I heard.
No. That's what I said. Yeah. Apparently, Kevin and I are going to go head to head with our best dad jokes.
Unfortunately, if you laugh, you lose a point.
No.
Because I think they're funny.
If you laugh, I get a point.
Well, you're going to get all the points because you never laugh. You're so grouchy all the time.
I know. But I've no doubt in my mind you'll somehow win.
Why would you say that?
Well, it's just because you've got folks on the inside, it seems. We did the chopstick challenge. I'm going to have to I'll mute Kevin if I have to. I'll mute Kevin if I have to, but we did chopstick challenge in the last episode of Sharp Knives Rock. And
I won.
Yep. But we're not talking about us doing it. All right. So if you would like to do it and make a video and send it in, we would love to see it. You can send a video to tv@knifewear.com. So yeah, we've made a new email address for this. Because
that goes straight to garbage. It's awesome.
It goes to garbage, and he can take care of it. So, send it if you want to do the chopstick challenge. It would be a lot of fun. We'll fire up your videos. With your
we'll make fun of you. We'll make fun of you. Obviously,
well, Kevin will. I will be very positive.
We will make fun of you, especially if you beat us. We'll make a lot of fun of you, and then poke holes at how you cheated. Obviously.
Yeah, because obviously no one on earth can move faster than Kevin Kent.
Glad you noticed.
Yeah. So send those to us. All right, if you'd like. So here are the rules. Okay, you take a family-size bag of Skittles and a family-size bag of M&Ms. Normal M&Ms and normal Skittles. And then you mix them in a bowl. Mix them all up.
Do it.
And then you've got little shot glasses or whatever, other dishes. And you got to grab 3 red, orange, yellow, and green Skittles. And then 3 blue M&Ms. And then you time yourself and you send that in. And it'll be fun. So... And then we'll stick you on if Kevin's not feeling too saucy, he'll stick you on the board.
I don't know who this Iggy is. Pretty sure it's not Iggy Pop because Iggy Pop and I'd stick together. Look at this haircut. So
Iggy's a Moritaka man.
Don't think so. I think Iggy's a Yellow Handle Hankles man.
Nope. Iggy's got a little Moritaka Coke here at Suke. I helped him pick it out myself.
I think Iggy's got Yellow Handle Hankles.
No,
because not that it's bad. It's just Iggy's style. Because Iggy keeps picking on me. I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be sad here soon.
Don't be sad. We put up a new poll on the YouTube community page. What did you grab at the garage sale? And all kinds of people have they're piping in with what they got. Trevor got a Yoshi. I don't know if this was from garage. I don't imagine it's from garage sale, but got a Yoshikane VG10 Gyuto as a gift. Are they any good? You can be honest. Yoshikane make good knives. I haven't seen the Yoshikane VG10. I've only seen the Yoshikane SKD ones when I first started working at Knifewear.
Well,
I've sharpened a few of those.
They've changed the way they do things now, right?
Okay.
So that's why Masashi left.
Yes, I knew that, Mark.
So yeah, they've kind of changed how they do things. They make great knives still, but it's not. It's they're going more. They're going more mass production.
They're making more knives, not nicer knives.
Something like that.
Okay, I understand. Samantha. I believe Samantha Hoffman. I believe that's Sam from the Calgary store saying hello. Fighting Usyk says, sorry if you guys answered this already, but why is there no scratch and dent tab on the garage sale page? I don't think there's any scratch and dent left.
They sold out in the first 4 minutes.
Well, there was a Deba left yesterday afternoon when I looked, but I can't imagine that's still there. Trevor is asking. Trevor, you can ask all the questions you want. That's why we're here. The more questions you ask, the less rambling we do.
Right. But Chris, I had to tell you, I have to be out of here before 3:00 today.
Okay. Well,
so I got to be out of here in 40 minutes.
Yeah, sounds good.
I got a T-ball practice that I have to get to because I have to play some T-ball.
You're playing T-ball?
No, I just made up an excuse. I don't want to say what I'm really doing.
Well, you don't have to. But you can. Yeah. Okay. We'll wrap it up.
I'm going to meet a friend to drink beer outside in the wind.
Outside windy beers. Okay. Can we custom order knives with acrylic handles if I'm looking for a specific color?
No.
Custom orders are a hard thing to ensure.
Our people can't keep up with regular orders.
Yeah. We can keep an eye out for certain things for you, Trevor. If we're talking about those handles from Real Sharp Knife, like Dustin who makes them, maybe we can when we get those in, we can kind of pick through and let you pick one and we can stick it on a knife, that kind of thing. But that's more of there's no easy answer to that. It's hard. The last custom knife order I took for somebody was 2 years ago, and I don't know if they've gotten the knife yet. I don't think they have. Don Penny says, is this the Jimmy Jab games? I don't know what that
is. Jimmy Jab games? What is he, a newfie or something? What does that mean?
He must be. That must be some Buddy, what's his name, and the other fellers sort of thing. Kyle says, I think everyone in the kitchen where I work picked up something during garage sale. Kyle, holy moly.
It's Kyle, really loud. I'll just turn my thing off for a bit.
Yeah, here, I'll do some lightning round and I'll turn you on after. Kyle Kyle, when you get that Haruyuki shirt, you should send us a picture because you were like, I think you were one of the first people to order one. Peter says, I'm going to be honest. When Kevin said it was a long and boring story, I half expected to see something come flying at him from off screen. It's a good guess. John May has a good question. Are the tanks going to go in the garage sale if they're in there, or are they just going to the waiting list? Waiting list, John. Chris wants a tank to use at Gong Fu. That would be great. Iggy, same question. So I'm a little bit behind here, guys, but if those tanks show up, they're going to go to the waiting list. They're not going to go on the garage sale list. So get yourself on the waiting list if you want one. You're not on there already. And please remember, if you get the email with the opportunity to buy a tank and you don't buy it, you're no longer on the email list and you got to put yourself back on it. Okay. Jacob Morris is asking if we'll be getting any more from Teriyasu Fujiwara. We will definitely be getting more knives from Fujiwara-san. It's just a matter of when. I know. Oh, you're muted, Kevin. Oh, okay, you're talking to them. I understand. Oh, Sam's asking John if he's used the new Zero. Oh, yeah, because John was asking if about going into the shop. So, and then is that pallet James Wang's order? Maybe. I don't know.
It was James Wang and Usyk.
And fighting Usyk, yeah. Don wasn't planning on buying knives, but he did. That sounds like Don. Samantha's saying, do you want to try? So Sam wants to try 240 or 270 Gyuto. What do you think is better? Well, I have both. I use 240s all the time, and the 270, I think I have the same 270. Well, I think Kevin has the knife that I have. It's the 270 mirror.
I don't even know how to eat chopstick food.
No, I know.
I dropped it on the ground.
I think, Sam, you would probably get more use on a day-to-day basis out of the 240. But at 270, you can get a lot of, if you got enough room, a 270 is great. Like, we've got some 270 Kumos in the Ottawa store, and they don't feel crazy big.
It's because of the gravity in Australia system.
Ellie just poking holes in your jokes there, Kevin.
No, I'm very strong.
She's just very strong. She's from Australia. Everything's upside down there. Do you know how heavy boxes are there?
Yeah, so I hear that hamburgers eat people and you wear hats on your feet there.
Two true facts.
Last night, John had a ribeye with grilled eggplant and fried onions. Oh, that sounds awesome. I had a steak last night when I got home too. I bought a steak on the way home. It's funny when I walk into the Farm Boy with my motorcycle helmet on and my goggles and all that, because I couldn't be arsed to take it off.
I wasn't paying. What were you saying?
Oh, John had a steak for dinner, and he used his new Zero to deal with the ribeye and the eggplant and the onions.
Oh,
so
I'm coming over for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it'll be great. He's in your town, John May.
Did you really?
He popped down. Yeah, he popped down to the Inglewood store yesterday. And then so I don't know. I like Sam's question about 240s and 270s. 270s are a lot of fun. And if you're not here's the thing. If you pick up a 270 and you're not afraid of it, I think that's the knife for you. A 240, it's kind of, I have the same conversation with let's call them the average person about 240s and 210s. If you pick up a 240 and you're afraid of it, get a 210. But if you're thinking you might want a 270, I say start picking up a bunch. And if you're not afraid of them, just go for it. Like I said, we've got those 270. I've got two 270 Masakage Kumos in my store right now. I got one with a rosewood handle, one with a cherry handle. And I'd be all over that knife if I were you, Sam.
Sam, get the cherry one. It looks cooler. Yeah, you're going to love it. I've been using a 270 at home almost exclusively for the last couple of weeks. Actually, it's not. I think it's a 300. But it's fun. It's fun. It's just fun. It's fun to use a big knife sometimes.
Ellipsis has a good.
It's really unprofessional
That's
of me,
fine.
Chris.
No, it's fine. I
we've-
started the show
I
by
know
eating.
we've always kept a really professional
We've always
Prep work.
prided ourselves on
In our professionalism.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ellipsis has a good record. Well, I presume it's a good record. I haven't watched this, but if anybody likes Long Way Round or Down, they should try watching Gordon, Gino, and Fred's Road Trip. I don't know who those other two people are aside from Gordon Ramsay, but he's got his moments.
Gordon Ramsay? It might be Gordon the dog.
It could be Gordon the dog. Well, I hope it's not him. That would be quite macabre.
Maybe he filmed it 3 years ago.
Maybe he did. Maybe Kato and Gordon went on a ride together.
Maybe.
The Voog is saying Long Way Up is the current season. I can talk about motorcycle shows all day. Long Way Up, they go from the bottom of South America up to New York, I think, but they're on electric motorcycles.
Oh,
Fun fact about South America, there's not electricity everywhere you go. So that would be very adventurous, I think. Blank Blank is tired and their Dremel broke. That's okay. Here we go.
Your Dremel broke. How are you gonna do Chateau potatoes?
I know. TJ Ronan, what's the most expensive knife collection you can build?
Chris, we were supposed to do that today. We were supposed to talk about.
It doesn't matter. Let's be honest. The people who come to watch this show don't expect us to actually talk about what we say we're going to.
This is how to build a really good knife set. Go to your favorite knifewear store. Pick up a bunch of knives. Every knife that you think, oh, it's a good one, buy it.
Yeah.
And
if you want to buy the most expensive collection,
repeat it often.
You know what? You can sort TJ if you want. This is my little my annoying answer. You can sort when you do a search on the website. You can sort by price. Just pick the most expensive one. Have a focus on Honyaki knives, ultra hard powdered stainless steel knives,
and Kagura. Yeah.
Hinora, if you can get them. You could easily build a $10,000 knife piece set just by focusing on Kagura, Hinora. Like, you're not going to get a knife for under $1,000. Shigefusa, there you go. You know. Etienne has a good question. What is the best way to preserve the Karachi finish on a daily knife? Don't scrub it.
Don't rub it ever.
Yeah. I made that mistake. Yeah, I made that mistake with my Moritaka Kiritsuke. Scrubbed at it all the time, and now it's shiny. You can't put it back on once it comes off, so be gentle. That's really the best way. There's not really anything you can add to preserve it or anything like that. You just got to be nice on it. You know, use the soft side of a sponge when you're cleaning it. Use a soft towel when you're drying it off. Nothing scratchy, and you should be fine. Sam says the Calgary store still has a few refurbished knives. If you're in the Calgary area, you could pop into the shop and check those out. Yeah, because there was the ones in the warehouse that Naoto took care of, but then the individual stores would have, a couple of retired testers and whatnot based on what they've got around. So I don't have anything here, but
well, if you're looking at scratch and dent, call the Calgary store. Just call them.
Yeah.
And say, what do you got?
Show. Ellipsis is wondering if we have a 240 Sasame, optimally the number 2 handle and the rosewood turquoise handle in the warehouse. Yeah, Chris Martin, he latched right onto that Coldplay one.
There it is.
Okay, so that's the rosewood turquoise. Oh, that's the number 2?
That's you. That's what you asked for, right?
Yeah, there was the number 2, and then there was the Senko.
The number 2.
And then the other one he wanted to see was the rosewood turquoise Senko.
Okay, I'm looking.
Oh, it's one of these. Sorry. Gonna say a different word.
Okay. Oh, I think I like the other handle more.
Oh, sorry. There we go. This is
For
the
what
Rolls
it's worth,
Royce
I don't know.
Turquoise Senko.
Yeah.
Oops. And this is the number 2
That's nice.
Satsuma.
They're both really
Those
really
are both
nice.
great. There's not a loser in the bunch, but I think I like this
No.
one better.
I
like
agree.
Satsuma better.
It's kind of it's classier, I think. I like the little
The
cap
Lipsis,
on the
the
bottom.
Lipsis owes you money for the swear jar.
Uh-oh. Oh, Don Penny says the Jimmy Jab is a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference. You ever watch that show?
No,
It's got some funny moments.
My sister likes it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's made me laugh a few times. Some good characters on there.
My sister likes it, but she's funny.
Yeah, Damon says there's a bit of conversation here about the waiting list on Tinker Tanks. You know what? Like, it's just going to be...
It is what it is, man.
Yeah, but if the longer you're on, you're just going to get bumped up. You'll get that email one day. Oh my God, we're talking about what we had for dinner. Never fear the big knives. What?
Right now, I'm having my lunch. Can I tell you about my lunch?
Sure, do it up.
I'm having fusion cuisine.
Oh.
Chopsticks, salad, niçoise.
Oh yeah, I had some tuna as well.
Got the tuna, the beans,
Yeah.
soft boiled eggs,
That's a good little mix.
little lemony vinaigrette with a bit of sherry vinegar in it, some basil, some leaves, some tomatoes.
That's
olives.
all right.
Except
I've been
there's
making a lot of
olives.
Greek stuff.
Forgot my damn olives.
Well, you usually have so many olives in your fridge.
Oh, I've got a weakness for olives.
It's true. I stayed at Kevin's house a couple of times over the years. And then when I got up in the morning and looked in the fridge for something to eat, there's like 8 different types of olives in the fridge. And that's like each of the times I've been there. There's been so many. That's great.
It's reasonable.
It is. It's what we expect from Kevin Kent, I think. The guy likes olives, so obviously there's going to be a selection of olives. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I wish I could live that olive life. There's some conversation, some good recommendations headed to Sam's way about the big knives, about like Takedas, like the 270 Takedas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who this Sam is, by the way, Chris?
I do. Yeah, it's Sam in the Calgary store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I said that a while ago. You were eating or something. But no, she's like got a whole they got a whole thing going here in the comments. It's fun. Spanish. Oh my God, the Spanish Awa. Are scratch and dent stocks only sold during garage sale?
Yes. Listen, there's another delivery. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. Yeah. So what we normally do, Spanish, is we kind of take all the testers who are, it's time for them to take a rest, and we fix them all up and then get them ready for garage sale. And we hold on to them until then. So there's usually a good amount on the website, but like we were saying, they sold out like right away. But it sounds like the stores have some too. You could always call the stores and we can take some photos if you're looking for something in particular. That's easy for us. Any Debas to show off, Kevin? I don't have any Debas here handy. Kevin will find a Deba. Here, I'll put that up on the screen so I don't forget. And Blank Blank is flattening a 60 grit stone right now with a 36. That sounds like a pain. I hate flattening stones. I hate it when I go to work the sharpening station, which isn't that often anymore, and I have to spend the first 2 hours of my day flattening stones. Doesn't happen that much, but I'm very picky about them. And I caught up, except for Lorenzo's asking when we could expect the Arco shipment. It's the square tip that they're after. Ellie will know the answer to that, but you guys are muted right now.
It's too much stuff, and they won't send it on a plane, so it has to come on a boat.
God.
I ordered stuff.
We ordered.
Usually
Did
we
you
get
hear that?
And then after
Arcos is coming on a boat?
Yeah, I said, can you take the pallet apart and just send the boxes? They said it'd be more expensive. I said, no. And they said, we can't separate it. It's too dangerous with the knives. And I was like, we buy stuff from you all the time, and it's in.
So we placed an order that was so big they put it on a pallet and then said we can't ship it except by ocean.
So it's kind of on its way.
Man.
So basically, what you're saying is the Spanish or the Japanese of Europe.
I should have ordered a smaller amount of things, and we would have things.
Order fewer things, and we would have got them. Order more, and we have to wait
If I ordered
forever.
a lot, that would be a good thing to do. But apparently,
So I guess
So we're penalized for ordering a big order.
So Lorenzo,
it's going on a cruise instead of a flight.
Oh, but they're very, very worldly when they get here.
You know, they'll stop at some ports.
They'll stop at some ports. I hope they don't get pregnant.
I know. I was worried about the syphilis.
oh my Lord, that's not quite worth the. It depends. We're not going to put any money in the swear jar for that. But if Gary's grandson's watching, like Gary's going to have questions to answer.
I'm sure
It's
Gary's
just like
never
it's a hand
watching
washing
again.
disease.
He's
You
sick
gotta
of
wash
us.
your hands more, kids.
Just wash your hands more. You're fine. It's the
No,
thing. It's a thing sailors get.
Oh, there it is.
Hmm. Were we looking for a special knife? We were. A Deba. You were supposed to get a Deba. That's why you got up out of your chair.
Was I supposed to get one, or could I get 4?
If you got 4, that's great. But don't you dare get 5. You got somewhere to be. In
Oh, right. We
28
gotta
minutes.
get moving.
Don't worry,
No,
I'm paying
I got
attention.
to be in an hour and 28 minutes. It just takes me an hour to get there. I have to be on a bicycle. Although the wind will be at my back. And
The wind at your back. That's a
Chris,
show.
I have to say, when I cycle down to the warehouse here, I pass a very important part of Calgary infrastructure.
Is it the big blue hoop?
No, it's the other way. The big blue hoop I pass often because I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like to cycle to it. I like to stand in it and pretend I'm important.
Yeah.
But no, this is even more important. This is the Bonnybrook wastewater
That's the Bonnybrook.
management. It's the Bonnybrook wastewater
Oh, yeah. You told
management
me about
facility.
this. Yeah.
And what happens at the wastewater management facility is they take the waste. Do you know, Chris,
Like
have you ever
poop.
had a shower? Have you ever had a shower?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, once or
How about a
twice.
bath?
Yeah.
How about a bath?
Well, less baths. I'm a grown man, so I'm
Have you
more of a
flushed the
shower
toilet?
person.
I've seen you have a
I
bath.
have, yeah.
I've never seen you have a shower, but I've seen you have a bath.
That's fair. That's fair.
Never seen you. Actually, no, I saw you have a shower. You sat down for it. Were you
Yeah.
tired that day?
Yeah, I was just feeling Japanese that day, you know?
So I go past Bonnybrook, and every time you flush the toilet, turn on the tap, pull the drain.
That's where it
on
goes.
It all goes to the Bonnybrook wastewater
They've given it
management facility.
They've given it such a nice name.
I took a picture of the sign yesterday, if you like.
Yeah, Bonnybrook makes me think of like a little like maritime town. Like a CBC show would be made about Bonnybrook. But there was like a mystery, like there's a mystery in Bonnybrook. It's like some sort of like Canadian Twin Peaks.
So there we go.
You know? Oh, isn't that cute?
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I cycle past Bonnybrook now a couple times a day, and let me just say, there's a particular scent. Bonnybrook is a scented area, and it's got a very human scent, unmistakably human.
That can be one of the Kent of English shaving creams.
We could make a Kent of England shaving cream called Unmistakably Human.
No,
Bonnybrook.
Oh,
It's not a good shaving scent, Ellie. Maybe you should go learn something about shaving.
Limited edition.
Ellie's sassy today.
well, it's garage sale.
So I go by there now, and so I've decided I'm going to update my Twitter every day with the Bonnybrook wastewater facility fresh air index.
Okay.
Yesterday, because not only do I have to cycle toward Bonnybrook, but then I have to cycle 3 sides of it. Like I have to take a detour all the way around it, right?
Okay.
So I get to enjoy it for about two proper kilometers.
Oh my.
Well, it's very nice, right? It's very flat, and there's a lot of enjoyment you can get out of it. And as I'm cycling along, I've been because I thought people need this update. So yesterday, I'd say that I cycled to it, and even at Bonnybrook, I'm cycling home and I'm thinking, today is a good index day.
Mm.
But once I got to the north side of it, that's when it became, but I would say it was a good to very good air index day because there was a high wind.
Okay.
Right? I thought the high wind was helping it. Today the wind is higher, and let me just say the scent is higher. So I was coming from the south, or from the north, and I my olfactory senses picked up the unmistakable humanness about a kilometer away from it today.
Oh.
And then as I got closer, it just got worse. And then my 2-kilometer ride around it, it just continued. It was just nasty. Let me just say the air quality index today was low.
Was minimal, eh?
Low.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there was no wind today, I don't know what they would have done. I don't know if I could have breathed. I might have just died. I don't know. And there's factories and workers all around it. I don't know who works in these places. There's a motorcycle repair shop.
Yeah.
Very nice. There's a couple of fabricators. There's a cement factory or a cement something. There's lots of stuff around there. But I don't think I like it. I smell it a lot. It's very smelly.
Yeah.
There, that's my insight for today. And
Yeah.
here's
How about those
here are some
Debbas?
Debbas.
We're supposed to be talking. You just spent 10 minutes talking about a shit factory, and someone's asking about knives. Oh,
Jar.
yeah.
Jar.
There we
You
go.
just jiggled the money that was in there.
I put $65 in it.
You didn't put it in.
I got a
You
few.
Look,
I'm ahead.
You just
I'm
chucked
ahead for today. Look, that's like a real 50 that I put in.
You just threw a button in the tin. Just threw a button in there. You
got bottle. It's full of bottle caps and my glasses. What else have I got around here?
You just threw a button in.
All right, show us these Debbas.
So here's a massive Deba for all your goldfish needs. It's 90 millimeters. So if you need to just do any work on the fish that you find in your aquarium or a dentist's aquarium, this is the one. This would be great actually for little trout and stuff like that. Little what are called personal fish, where one fish is a meal.
Yeah,
and cute. Look how cute it is, Chris.
You know what I like a little Deba for?
Carbon too.
Yeah,
and it's $231.
Oh,
and I just think that is a cute. Look, the signature barely fits on it.
Mm-hmm. Who made that one? Do you know?
Has that stopped focusing?
No, you're good now. You're good. I think you got wherever you are right now is the sweet spot. When you get too close, it gets.
Got it. My arm's long. It's hard. I grabbed this Deba. This is a two-sided Deba.
Oh, like I would like
from Munishi. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And so what do we call this? A buy knife. A buy Deba.
A buy Deba.
Like bilingual.
Bilingual, 2 languages.
Bidextrous. It's a bidextrous Deba. It's
could we not say ambidextrous? There's already a word for that.
But it's not as cool as Deba. Is that focusing on there?
Yeah, no, that's great. You got it first try.
Great. So Munishi Aogami, number 2, clad with stainless steel. And look at that, ground on both sides. So you know who else makes one of these? It's really popular. This is Fujimoto. The Fujimoto PP line has one of these too.
Yeah, it's 105.
A little 150.
105? No, it's not 150. Yeah, it's even smaller.
Yeah, no, this one is 120.
Okay. Yeah, so those little so John said wants to hear what I like to use a small Deba for. I think they're really good for if you're
whale.
Well, yeah, small birds, like a little Cornish hen or something. Not if you're trying to completely debone a chicken. It's not good for taking the leg bones out and all that. But if you're taking the breast off for a supreme and you're just cutting the legs off, when Alex and I worked together at Union, he did all of that with a Deba. I did it with a Hanasuki because I'm smarter than him, but he did it with a Deba and he's really fast at it. Because a Deba is usually a bit depending on your Deba. I wouldn't, if you've got your Deba ready to go for, really delicate fish, it's not a good chicken knife.
No.
But I have a Moritaka Deba that is ground to be ambidextrous, and I use that no problem cutting through a chicken bone, like a breastbone. Like, don't do it through the thigh. But what's that one?
Do you know it's Karachi? It's even got a Karachi spine. Sasaoka. Used to make the Masakagi Debas, and then didn't want to, and then came back and said, I've changed my mind. So I don't know what happened there. Had a bit of a change in his life.
Shibata-san maybe slapped him around a bit.
I think what Shibata-san stopped doing was ordering knives from him. And all of a sudden he thought, oh, that was easy money. I don't know why I didn't continue making these. So there we go. But Shibata-san is afraid of putting these into the Masakagi brand again because he was a bit flaky. So,
well, that's an important way to be, not to be flaky, but to be cautious of flaky behavior.
Yep.
That's a shrewd business move.
Sasaoka, it's Aogami 2 Karachi Deba. Interesting to have a Karachi Deba because that's not the norm in Japan by any means. Right? This is a Megaki one. This is much more interesting, but look at this shape here.
Oh, that's cool. It's like a bunka.
That's just a cool knife. Yeah, we're just calling it a Deba, but this is similar to Masashi-san made me a series of Debas because he knows I like fishing.
Yeah.
So he made me a little 3-set, and one of them is like this. And he said, this is really good for eels. And I said, that's good because I'm always catching eels in the Bow River here on my fly fishing rod.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
I'm not really. But there you go. I would love this. I would love this. It's rad looking. I would use it for halibut, which is in season right now. I don't know if you guys get a lot of halibut on your end of the country, but we get a lot of halibut out here.
We get some good. There's some good suppliers bringing.
You get. I know you get something out there called brill, likely sometimes.
Sometimes.
Oh, love the brill and turbot. I like the turbot. Do you know anybody that started a war with Spain over turbot?
Apparently, my dad does.
Oh yeah. Does anybody remember that?
Yeah, my dad has a good story about hearing about people on the old on the radios. That's what my dad used to do. I'm gonna sneak in just for a second here and answer Mika. Anything from the garage sale left in the sub $200 range that would be silly to pass up? Knives from Muna Ishii has got like a small. There's a little 120 Gyuto. There's the Karoshi Santoku. There's some of those crazy boning knives from Seki Kanetsune.
This year.
Yeah.
That's the Tadafusa 120, 135 petty.
Yeah, John May says the Chromax 210. Yeah, those Takamura knives are wicked.
There's the bony knives you're talking about from Kanetsune Seki. There's 4 of those, and they're sub. Yeah, they're like 150 to 160. Oh,
yeah. There's lots of stuff. Mika. Depends on what you're on the hunt.
This is the thing you're supposed to get. This is the thing.
What is it?
Murata-san 90 mil petty. Murata-san's tiring and he's bowing out, right? He's retiring. And this is the last of his Western handle knives. We bought all of them about 2 years ago. So he said, I'm not making Western handles anymore. Do you want the rest of them? Well, he said, how many do you want? And we said, how many do you have?
Yeah.
And basically bought a 2-year supply. Well, this is the end of it. In fact, I think this might be the last few knives left of these 90 millimeter petties. This is the one to get. You want to know something sub 200? You have to get that. Yeah. Murata-san 80 millimeter petty.
Mm-hmm. A couple people are shocked that I said 120 mil Gyuto. But apparently it exists. Oh, no, that would be the Muna Ishii 120 mil Gyuto is, I'm sorry, everyone, I've confused you. But it is the little Deba that Kevin was just showing. It's just on the website. They call it a Gyuto. So
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a little deba.
Yeah, it's more Deba-like than Gyuto-like. But yeah, Muneishi. Muneishi. Muneishi.
Here, Chris Lord, this still exists.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Oh,
You know what that is, right?
I do know what that is. Now that's one of the carbon ones, right?
White Carbon 2 from Masashi.
Yeah. I have a really good customer here in Ottawa named Alan Mortimer, and I think those knives exist because Alan had requested one, like kind of in line with like when Naoto got the wedding present. Yeah. That was part of that. Alan said that he wanted a Kuroshu, but he already had a bunch of Gyutos, but he didn't have a Yanagiba. And would Masashi want to make one? And I was nervous asking Naoto because it was kind of a weird ask. Turns out Naoto wanted one too, so he had no problem asking. Oh, some bonsai shears. Those look fun.
These are awesome.
I tried to train a bonsai tree, but I
you know who made these too. These are made by the same guy that made the shears that Masashi.
Toyama-san.
Yeah. So he makes the shears that Masashi gifted to the gardener at the Japanese embassy in Canada.
John Mesa, since we're talking about Debas and Murata knives, is the wall-handled Funayuki still hanging around? That's kind of a Deba, almost. And I noticed earlier John had said something about, because we've talked about Murata-san is retiring, but you still see new knives from him popping up. It's the Western-handled knives. So he's kind of in like phase 1 of retirement. So he said he's not making any more Western-handled knives.
Well, it's like how Takeda's doing it, right? So years ago, Takeda used to make 3 steels.
Yeah.
And 2 finishes. And then he said, no, I just make 1 now.
Yeah. And if you want a knife from him, that's what you'll get. So, Kevin, it is now, it's 4:48 for me. So that means it's 2:48.
I got to get going.
So I should start wrapping this up.
I'm just going to continue eating. Because we strive for professionalism at all times.
You eat. Well, it just shows we're human, I think. So,
professionally human.
Okay. Professionally human. So
why don't I put up the things and you talk about them?
Okay. You prompt me then. So, if you enjoy hanging out with us on Tuesday afternoons and other times throughout the week, there's a Naoto in the back. You should like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. You can click on the little bell for notifications. You can like the videos. All of those things are very much appreciated, and they do help out in the long run. It gets more eyes on the things we do. We sometimes we say dislike and unsubscribe, and I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. I'm going to try not to say that because I'm getting really annoyed with Armitage sending me text messages during these videos. So I'll just change what I'm doing. So like and subscribe. The garage sale is going on right now. It started yesterday, but there, as you can see behind Kevin, there is lots of really cool stuff left. And you should check out the website, knifewear.com. There is a button near the top that'll direct you directly to the garage sale stuff where you can further sort your way through. If you need a hand finding the right knife or you're looking for something in particular and you can't figure it out on your own, don't be embarrassed. Just send a message to hello@knifewear.com. And then one of the staff will get to you as soon as they can, and we'll help you pick out the right thing. If you want to, play along a bit, we've got the chopstick challenge that you can do, sorting Skittles and M&Ms using chopsticks into shot glasses. You can also send us some unboxing photos and videos. Send it to tv@knifewear.com. We can use them during the show. If you got some good ones, we'll put them up on social media and whatnot. Just let us know whether or not you approve of that, so you don't give us a hard time after that. What else you got for me, Kevin? Garage sale today we're running it to the 24th. Normally it's a week long. We're adding a day on because it's a long weekend. Yay! It's
a long weekend here, but not everywhere.
It's a long weekend here. Well,
we're Commonwealth time. It's Victoria Day. Queen Victoria's birthday.
Yep. It's funny how it changes every year, but here we are. What else
her
you got
birthday
for me?
moves.
Yeah. So you can follow us on Instagram at Knifewear. James has a question. Tiny bunkus-shaped knife you showed last night. It looked like it was 2 or 3 inches long. Does that make you
I'll
think of
hunt it
anything,
down.
Kevin? Kevin will find it. Kevin will find it. Sharp Knives Rock.
It's gonna
is
look
the
like I'm eating my lunch with chopsticks, but I'm looking.
He's looking. June 14th, 3 p.m. Mountain Time. We're doing the dad episode, the Father's Day episode of Sharp Knives Rock. So we're going to talk about axes. We're going to talk about beer. There's going to be a dad joke showdown. I was involved in planning what's there, but that's all I can remember right now. So, but it should be fun. We've been having a good time. So you can watch, starting at 3 p.m. Mountain Time on a Monday. We've got Sharp Knives Rock. We'll have some videos and all of the above. And then we kind of have a bit of a hangout after the fact. We call it the Dish Pit, where we can kind of interact a little bit more, talk about what was on the show.
Sorry, there it is.
There we go.
Ah!
We usually give ourselves
I'm
like
not
a
good at the button
15-minute
pushing.
break in between the two. 15-minute break between the two.
Yeah. What's it called? Dipshit.
The Dipshits, which is probably the most accurate name of all of our shows. Here, I'll just shake the jar so you think I put money in. Next week, Japanese Knife 101. Someone other than Kevin and I are going to do it. I got a kid with a birthday, and you guys must be sick of us by now. So
I am.
I don't know who's doing it, but it'll be someone else. So save all your really hard questions for them.
I believe it's Mike and Garbatage.
Oh, great. So don't ask them how to style their hair.
That's terrible.
You know what? Mike, yesterday when I joined the garage sale video, everyone, they just thought they'd get their pokes in. And I unleashed on them. And I had a lot of backup from our viewers. As soon as Mike tried to make fun of me, it was like rapid fire shit talk at Mike. I was very, I was appreciative of that. Oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
You don't mess with Team Lordy, apparently.
I do.
So, well, you do. Yeah. But you pay me to be here. So that's all right. But yeah, so we do have.
I'm not keeping up here.
That's okay. That's okay. Francis and Owen are doing Sharpening Night in Canada this week. I'm not too sure what they're focusing on, but they always start off the show with like a basic knife sharpening lesson. So it's like, and it's, maybe it's not the thing if you kind of know a thing or two about this already, you might not want to tune in for the first 15 minutes every time because they just go through like, this is how you sharpen a knife. So, they're doing for 10 tips for sharpening Japanese knives. So you can expect things like what stones do you use? Owen and Francis have a lot of good little tricks for getting quite good at it. Francis and Owen are great at sharpening knives. And Owen's a really good teacher. Naoto's Nerdy Power Hour is on Friday, 4 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's 6 for those of us in Ontario and the Eastern Time Zone. And Naoto's going to talk about his top 10 Japanese knife steals. I don't know if I could list more than 10. I'm not particularly smart, though.
Top 10 steals. That is nerdy. What's your 7th favorite lizard?
Yeah. Chameleons.
What's your 4th favorite poisonous Australian animal?
An emu.
Are they poisonous?
I don't know. I'm sure you'll get sick of one bite.
You kill one and don't eat it for 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, anything will poison you if you do it wrong. Yeah, so send in your videos if you want, tv@knifewear.com. If you need help, I'm ignoring that.
You didn't read this part.
Oh, my headphones died. If you are, I'm ignoring that comment. Kevin, do you know much about Switzerland? Well, there you go. The flag's a big plus, everybody. If you want to complain, you can send that along to tv@knifewear.com as well. It all goes to old Garbatage. So
both of these go.
Both of them go right to him. So I think with that, we're going to shut it down. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see most of you back on Thursday for the Where are you finding that? Kevin's just found more buttons to pick.
That's
So yeah, we'll see you back on Thursday.
appropriate.
We got some more garage sale Q&A. Hopefully, a few more things have shown up by then. Then we got Sharpening Night in Canada that night. Naoto has his Nerdy Power Hour on Friday afternoon. And then next week, we've got someone different taking over for us on Tuesday.
One, I think James Dean sent us a chopstick video.
He did.
And two, I need to find a small bunker.
A small, the small bunker. Yeah. Sorry, I got my volume turned down so I don't get any feedback.
Not the James Dean I thought. This is the less famous James Dean. Here, Ellie.
Oh!
Kevin, you gotta leave, eh?
You're worse than garbage. Leave me alone.
Well, it's me that you're gonna call when you're all frustrated and running late.
I like to think, Chris, that you're just in his head at this point, and he's just in your head.
That must be the one. That must be the one Ellipsis was talking about.
Is that the one?
It has to be. Look how small it is.
This is a Negara SG2 Karachi Petty 120. I don't know what an inch is, but maybe that's more.
3.5.
It's 6 inches in. About that, right?
Yeah, that looks badass. I really wanted to. I was hoping to get my hands on one of those Negara Gyutos, but I didn't get the chance.
There is one here, I believe, left. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even. I wanted to see them. I wanted to see them in the store, but they look awesome. Yeah,
Well,
that's cool.
That's
right up my alley.
If you pay for this one, I'll ship it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll even
All right.
kiss.
All right. Well, you don't have to do that.
Oh, and Chris, you don't know this. We just got 2 pallets of the book. We got the most recent reprint of the book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all the spelling errors on page 300 have been fixed. You'll be happy to know. So the most recent reprints come in, and which means there's a whole supply of the ultra rare unsigned books.
Ooh.
It was hard to get an unsigned book because I do like signing my name. And I get on these rolls, I get on these kicks where I just sign. But now we've got
what? A couple of people who watch the videos ask me to sign them, and I understand. It is fun. There's something fun about writing in a book.
There is. Kevin, what's your favorite Sturl? I like Sturl cutouts.
Yeah. I'm going to guess, Mark, Kevin's favorite steel is R2 or SG2 or Algami Super. He also likes white carbon, number 2.
Bang on, 100%.
It's up there. It's one of those 3.
Chris Lord goes to 100%.
Yeah.
You win, Chris Lord.
There we go. You heard it here first.
You know
guys.
what? You know what? My favorite steel is whatever the blacksmith is most comfortable using.
Yeah.
Right. Because he's going to do a better job with that one.
Yeah. You know what my favorite knife is? Is always the one I just bought.
Well, that happens. Yeah. It's my favorite knife.
Or it's the one that's closest.
It's called James.
Yeah. I got the same one.
Mine's black. Yours isn't.
No.
Which means mine's cool. Yours isn't.
Yeah, well,
Hold on. Look at this. This is still left here. Hold on. Chris, look at this. It's the R2 Kato. Here, look at this handle, though.
Oh, that's cool. It's got like red and gold and like a chunk of wood in there.
Yeah. And then some more red.
If you'd like to give me that for my birthday, I would happily accept it.
Your birthday's coming up, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Ellie had suggested I put poop in a bag from capture some air from Bonnybrook, maybe.
Send it to the store. Yeah, if you're going to send me that one, just send it to the store.
Which store?
The Edmonton store. I'll be in Edmonton that day.
Should I write your name with a K?
That's correct. Yes. All right. Oh, see, now Ellipsis wants that knife. Is that the rhubarb handle? Is that the one you were calling the rhubarb handle?
No, there's root beer. This is we're calling this the Black Western Kürtske Bunka, 200 millimeter Red acrylic and stabilized wood.
Okay.
I actually cannot believe this is still around. This is so cool. This is
$760. Is that the one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a winner, man.
Whoa, I haven't actually seen it. I'm just like using the zoom on the website. And then that yellow and black, like it looks like, yeah. There's little bits of blue poking out.
Yeah,
that's
some
cool.
Gold. Yeah, that's a winner. That is a winner.
Yep.
Winner. Do you know Garbage's birthday is coming up right away?
Oh, is it? Yeah, you should send him a birthday
something nice.
All right. Well, here, let's turn this off before we go off on it again.
Oh, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
I told you that like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, shut up. You're such a nag.
Well. All right. Well, we're gonna say goodbye now. Bye-bye, everybody.
What's the most expensive knife in the garage sale from Mark Laporte? This one.
I tried. He's going to call me frantically riding his bike on his way to his appointment. So that's a 450 millimeter Tsujihiki, Mark. And it's about $3,000, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we had things that were more, but that's a good one.
Yeah, that one or the Honyaki knife with the quince saya.
Yeah, I think that's $3,800.
Yeah, Honyaki plus quince. You should check that one out, Mark.
3,800 small Canadian dollars.
Small ones.
Okay, ciao for now, man.
Later.